What's going on, everybody? LK here, and today we're back at it again with another video, and we're back with the favorite series, shit stream monsters say. Of course, I can't put shit in the YouTube title, but you all know what I mean. Cool. So today, this is kind of one that's been lingering around since Dragon Ball has come out, and if you look at the characters on the screen, besides Bardock, you kind of have an idea, or if you just read the title, it's just, if you don't have a 2L low, your character's trash. Your character has no mix-up, your character has nothing. Of course, I'm saying it kind of as hyperbole, but this is something people really believe, and the prime, probably the poster boy of this is Vegito. I very clearly stated when he came out, I kind of thought he was pretty good when he came out. But people really shit on him, honestly. He came out with Zamasu. So one of those characters had a 2L low, the other one, this guy, doesn't. The reason why people think not having a 2L low matters so much is because you can't get the most basic type of mix-up in this game, which is the high-low mix-up. So as a starting point, in this game you basically have only a handful of core mix-ups you can do. There are like your high versus your land low. You have your quote-unquote fuzzy mix-ups, which I definitely messed up. You have that style of mix-up, which is still high-low, but it's a little bit more flexible. You don't need a 2L low to do the low portion, depending on your character, how the frames line up, blah blah blah. Some characters have command grabs, fast command grabs you can't react to. You have your call assist into Dragon Rush, or call assist into Frame Trap, or call assist into cross-up style mix-up. And you also have your left-right mix-ups too. You know, like this style mix-up. But those are a little tricky to set up because, of course, you know, you might be able to get hit out of it, and you might be able to be hit by Vanish. Okay. But for the most part, everyone starts with high-low. One, because there's two types of high-lows you can do. As I said, you have the fuzzy, again, which I messed up again because I'm an amazing player. And you have your simple that or that. At a base. There's actually a couple more ways you can do high-low, but at a base, those are probably the two main ones. So when new characters come out, or when people pick up characters, that is the core way they look to hit people. And one thing about high-low versus, let's say, the Dragon Rush style mix-up is that using Dragon Rush takes conditioning, or you need a certain type of character, a certain type of assist. Like, say, I have Trunks assist, my Dragon Rush is pretty strong. I say this, I kind of wrong. But yeah, using Dragon Rush and Trunks assist is pretty strong. Using Yamcha is a little bit less strong. Doing it from jumping, doing it from buttons, all these take some sort of conditioning, as opposed to a proper high-low. A proper high-low, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you are. If the high and low hits on the same frame, you're going to get hit eventually. So most people default to looking for that. Now, on the character side though, let's go back to Vegito. A lot of characters who have 2L lows, they all have some type of don't have 2L lows. If you have a 2L low, your character's special property is you have a 2L low. It's low. That's the special property of the move. But if it's not a low, then you have some other type of thing to make up for it, usually. So for example, a lot of characters who have 2L mids, let's actually start with Trunks. Trunks has a 2L mid. A lot of people wish this move was a low, but it's 6 frame startup, and it's really huge. You might say in the chat, 2L, it's very big. Yamcha also has a 6 frame 2L, but his is much more childlike. But it's still 6 frames, it's a nice little thing to have. And his actual low move is 10 frames, so there are contexts where he does get high and low mix-up. And on top of that, he already has things like cross-up Wolf Fang Fist, a move that's +4. He has a bunch of things to make up for not having the super fast 2L low. Now, Vegito, a lot of people thought this move was trash, but this move is a medium starter that crushes lows and is airborne. So for the previously explained Dragon Rush conditioning, this move is really good. Since for the most part, people either tech throws by default by using 2L to tech, or they will tech with Dragon Rush. And this beats both. And it's a medium storm. So when you hit them, you will get significantly more damage than if you kind of like shimmy them with Trunks. So for the most part, if a character doesn't have a 2L low, then they have some other special property. Either it's just really fast, 6 frames, which is always kind of nice, or a property like Vegito's or something. They have something to make up for it. And then even then, if their 2L specifically is just a mid that's not special, then they have some type of other thing in their moveset that makes them special. If you want to go back to Vegito, so not only is this a medium starter, and it crushes blows, and it hops over Dragon Rush, if you tech Dragon Rush at 2L, then you will get that medium starter, and it jails into Vanish. This move has a ton of special properties that are all really good. They're all really, really good. Of course, the flaw is that it's, one, it's a medium, which I guess is a flaw, but two, it's just slow. As you see, it's 20 frames. It's slow. And it's affected by travel. I thought it was affected by travel. Okay, I'm a scrub. But the main thing is that it's slow, so people can mash to beat it, mash mids to beat it. If they expect you to tech this with like a medium button, so I'll set like you get hit out of the air, so it won't go over it, as opposed to if you did like this, which a lot of people do. So if you do this, boom, destroyed. A lot of characters have that kind of thing. Let's go to actual Yamcha as another example. So Yamcha, as I said, his 2L is very childlike. It's 6 frames and -3. -3 is a nice little number. It's safer than a lot of moves in this game. But what does he have to make up for this move? Because besides that, it doesn't really do anything special. It's really small, it's mid, and it doesn't do anything. So what does he have? One, of course, is that he can definitely mix you up by himself, because he has the Reckless. A lot of tricky ways to move around. His Ki Blast is godly. His Air Ki Blast is godly. His Head and Bow move. If we're talking specifically about opening people up, he could use his Dive Kick or cross up normally, or use cross up Wolfang Fist, or frame trap you. He has a bunch of ways to open you up that aren't high-low. And as a side note, on the characters he could fuzzy, he can still actually, hit you high-low, because this is 10 frames and this is 10 frames. So it's all good. So he has a lot of ways he can open you up, despite not having a 2L low. Trunks is a legendary one, because a lot of people, and this is quite justified, say that he would be really good at opening people up if he had a 2L low, which is honestly true, because he's practically one of the rare examples of a character that can jump cancel, even though it's in a special move. If you're talking about EX, then it costs a bar. He's pretty much the only character that has that. But because his 2L is not low, he doesn't have a way to hit high and low at the same time, which is the immediate issue. So what do you do? So with Trunks, your goal, and you see this, he's not common, he's pretty uncommon, but what people generally do is they do left-right mix-ups of him. He has the strongest left-right mix-up in the whole game, in my opinion. A lot of characters, this would be like, let's say, Super Saiyan Goku. The classic Super Saiyan Goku mix-up that people would do is jump forward and use the downwards Kamehameha to not cross up, stop your momentum and not cross up, which is strong, very strong of course. But Trunks, when you set up his EX flip now, since you can steer it, you can create a mix-up where you either go over them like that, or you go over them, stop, and stay on the same side. This animation going over them, starting to go over them, and peeling back, it really, really messes with your eyes. It's really, really hard to defend against. And the only thing you have to remember if you're building that style of mix-up is that you want to hit Vanish and 2H. There has to be a little gap open. That's probably the main challenge of finding a mix-up with it, is that you have to leave a little sliver of a gap. That much of a gap. To get rid of the crosser protection. Because if you do things too fast, for example, the computer will just block. I have it set to guard first only right now, but the computer will just block everything. But if you do it a little slower, they'll get hit like that. So, as a little too long, I skipped to the end. Every character who has a 2L that is mid has some other way of hitting you that's not high-low. There are several ways you can open people up in this game. It's not just high-low, it's just that there are a bunch of ways you can do high-lows, so people focus on that by default. But it's very short-sighted to just say a character has no mix-up just because their main mix-up is not high-low. There's some characters who literally only have, let's say, less than ideal ways to open you up. Like, Jiren has a slow command grab. He's a slow, normal command grab. But at the very least, if he whiffs his command grab, he can, like, dice roll down, vanish against you or something. As opposed to, let's say, like a Broly, who has a 2L mid also, but he has a command grab that's unseeable. A fast command grab, especially with command grab that's unseeable. So every character who doesn't have a 2L low has something to make up for it. Either in the character's overall design, or their 2L in general, or they have some other type of move that you use to try to leave it. So, expand your brains, hit the lab, try to be creative and find new ways to open people up with your characters if they don't have high low. I hope this helped. This one has been a long time coming. Especially, look at my team, I have 2 characters that don't have 2L low, but most people, if you've watched me play, you would think, man, LK's mix-ups are pretty good. How are they good if I have 2 characters that can't do high lows because they don't have 2L low? I don't know. Don't ask me, I just hit you with mids. But yeah, this video was a long time coming. I hope every time a new character that doesn't have a 2L low comes out, someone posts this video somewhere. Legit. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. The end screen will have the usual stuff there. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I definitely know you probably have something to say about this, and I'll see you next time.